Hello, sunshines. Welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm your host, Heather, known as BunniPhish on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Today is Monday, the 23rd of January, 2023. This is episode 4. How have you been? I don't know what this hat is called, this hat that I'm wearing. It's not even an actual pattern, it's an inspired by pattern, but it's basically just like a mesh section and then a solid section with some ribbing down at the bottom. And it's knit out of Manostel Uruguay, whatever their chunky yarn is. And it's got this beautiful pom-pom. Okay, so I'm feeling a little rushed because people were in the shop when I got here. I'm at the yarn shop, by the way. You might be new here. On Mondays I record at my LYS because I teach a class and it's quiet-ish here on Mondays. But people were here when I got here to teach my class, and that never happens. So my students could show up any minute. Class isn't officially... Dang it. Hello, sunshines. This is Heather from the future, editing Heather. I am going through and editing this episode, and it appears that I somehow deleted like 15 minutes of footage from Wednesday morning. We had a snow day and I sat down and chatted with you about all of my projects. So I don't know where that footage is. It's not on my phone. It's not in my phone's trash. I was definitely recording when I sat down. I don't know what happened. So you'll hear me refer to that video, but it no longer exists. I'm sorry. And this is why we have a snow day. Look at all that beauteous snow. I'm so excited. Oh, it's so pretty. I need to go for a walk in this in like an hour or two. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so beautiful. What you think? You think there should be more snow days? There should be more days where mom just sits in bed and does the things. I know. It's rough when we only have one day off a week together. I know. Just been attached to me this whole time. Earlier was sitting on my, well, not on my, under my knitting charts for the sock. Now I'm working on I'm making a lesson plan, but not like a lesson plan for me, like an official lesson plan so they can decide if I know how to write lesson plans or not. You're very handsome. I love you very much. Look at that face with your eye bug. I'll get something to wipe that off later. All right, back to work, Kitan. You can sit there. I will do the working. You do the supervising. You're very good at it. You see how helpful he is, offering me support as I write a paper for class? Very helpful. Hello, sunshines. Happy Thursday. We have another snow day. I'm so excited. So I am not doing what I did yesterday because while that worked really well for me yesterday, I feel like that would be a path to burnout because I just focused on the two things. So I am bringing back my rotation from this weekend, and I'm pretty sure I didn't put in a picture last week and I had intended to. So this is what my rotation looks like. And for the rotation, I just need to do all of these things before I go back and start another thing. Or like start... I can't do 2 rows of exploration station, do something else, and then come back to 2 rows. Does that make sense? The slight modification is I did not get all the way through the gusset on this sock yesterday. I got very close, but the gusset is 20, almost 30 rows, and it's heavily color work, so I didn't get through it, and that's fine. So what I'm doing instead is doing something off of my rotation and then doing a round on the sock. So that's what I'm going to do. And I've added some things to my to-do list. So yeah, obviously I didn't finish my to-do list this weekend, but it's fine. This is my plan for the day. And I'm using a different pen color because that works in my brain. So I'm excited for another snow day. And I'm going to get so much stuff done. It's going to be awesome. All right, so snow day lunch. We walked to downtown because the sidewalks are fine. The main roads are better now, but the roads in my neighborhood still awful. And it's not that far to go to downtown. And it's not that cold. I'm just wearing a hoodie, like a hoodie and a hat. No other knitwear. So got that one, got that one. We went to the bakery, and we went to the coffee shop. Seems like good lunch to me. Got myself a chai and a spinach feta croissant thing. So good. And I got a cranberry, an orange something, and then a lemon tart. And then the little one got chocolate cake. Hello, sunshines. So I did a lot of work on this, but it looks, I mean, it is this high contrast, but I did a lot of work on this yesterday and today. So I was all the way back here, and now I'm here. The chart part that I'm on right now, I have less than 15 rounds to go. So I'm going to finish up the chart thing tomorrow and see how much more to go before the toe. But I am really, really close to putting in the toe. Oh, stitch marker, don't get lost. So I'm going to make it just a little further than my middle fingertip. And then that's how long the sock is going to be. But it looks like you can see really, really well, but that's my camera color correcting because my room is too dark for me to work with these two yarns together. It's not so bad when I'm in the pinks, but when I'm at this purple, it's too close to the black and it's too hard to work on. So I'm going to put this away for the evening and I'm going to work on some other things, but I'm very, very pleased because the deadline for this is Saturday. So I need to finish it up by Saturday, and I totally think that's doable now that I've gotten through here. I'm back to just one chart all the way around, and I think it's turning out so, so good. I even tried it on earlier, even though it's not for me, just to make sure that, you know, it would fit over my foot, so it would definitely, so it would probably fit over their foot, and it fits over my foot with some positive ease, just a little bit. So that's good. I'm going to set this aside and yeah, I'll show you some of the other things I've been working on. I finished the tube sock. I took a picture of it in daytime so you can see, but it was only 3 rounds and a bind off. So yeah, I finished that. I have not cast on the second one yet. I probably won't do that tonight. Probably Saturday. And then I did a repeat on the Texture Me sock. So not a lot of progress on that, but you know, a little bit. And I also worked on the baby blanket. So I worked this much. I have one more row on this heart motif, and then then I have to finish out the repeat and start the next repeat where there will be a heart motif. I have 3 more heart motifs to put in this blanket, and then I've decided that I'm going to duplicate stitch the cross motif on, but not quite yet. Probably soon though, maybe right after I finish this repeat, because it goes on this repeat, and I think it would be easier to stitch the motif on while it's like only has that much fabric above it versus stitching it on in the middle of the blanket when I have the full fabric of the blanket. So that's where I am with that. And then I have put in like 6 or something rows on the exploration station, but I've already put that away. I have less than 100 pages to go on Cruel Prince, so that's very exciting. But tomorrow is not a snow day, so I am going to work on some more school certification stuff, do a teensy bit of knitting, but I'm going to put everything except the exploration station away for the night. Because the exploration station is just, it's mostly just, you know, not, I don't need to think about it, so I can work on that while I'm doing studying and stuff. Hello, sunshines. We are at the shop. We being me and the little one. It's still 20 minutes until opening time, so I am going to grab out my book and have some breakfast. Ba-dum-ba-da. Here's my book. I have I think about 30 pages left to go, somewhere in that vein. And then I already ate, we stopped by the bakery and I ate my spinach and feta croissant on the way to work. You know, in the like 7-minute drive, I inhaled it. It had just come out of the oven. It was the most amazing, incredible thing. Oh my gosh, I love food so much. Oh, and it was so good. It was like buttery and creamy and melty, and the spinach and feta together were perfection. And okay, I love food, so I'm going to have an eclair cake later. This is what I really wanted when we walked up there on the snow day, but they didn't have any. So I got one today.
From your video, but what's the internet? What's the internet name and the internet?
I will, it's in the book. I'll have to find it for you. I don't have it memorized. And then I got myself a chai because of course I did. But today, this is what we're going to do. So the little one came with me to the shop because we didn't have any breakfast foods in the house that she wanted. So she is going to, we made a deal that she would work off her debt. So this is what we're doing today. She is going to help me sticker and put out all of this stock, but not for 20 minutes because the shop doesn't open until then and I don't work for free. Hello, sunshines. Today felt like a day to go walking through my favorite little woods area, see how things did with that storm, because there's a lot of snow over those 2 days. There are a lot more trees down now. A lot of things that I'm looking forward to seeing if they spring back up, like bushes and stuff that are kind of flattened. Yeah, breathing heavy because walking this path in snow is harder than walking it not in snow. Okay, here we go. No hands. Ugh. Oh, I did it. Good job, me. Whew. And this part of the path is a little slippery. Okay, so yeah, walking through my forest, having a good time. I'm all rosy cheeked and stuff because I've already been out here for a little while, but isn't it lovely? I love walking through the woods. It's about 31 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so good walking weather. Not too windy. If it was 31 and windy, it would be awful, but it's not. So yeah, just taking myself for a little walk. I wasn't sure if I was just going to stay and walk the neighborhood, but I did that on the snow days because I wasn't going to walk in the woods. Like I wasn't going to drive here. So it was early enough in the day still. So I came to the woods to walk. It's so lovely. I love it. Even though it's not really woods, like you can see the street right by that side of the path. But now I'm going like into the woods a little bit, which is lovely. And then I am going to the library because I'm about to finish a book. What? I know. I I finished a whole book in a month, which if you're new here, that's really slow for me, generally speaking. But since my breakup with my ex, like, that's actually a really good timeline for me for a book. So I'm excited. I'm gonna go drop it off. My oldest kiddo is reading The Hunger Games for class, and they finished the first book. So I am going to go pick up the other 2 books in the trilogy from the library because they're like super into it, really, really like it. And I might pick up Divergent too, because like if my kid enjoys the dystopian stuff, Divergent is by far my favorite dystopian book that came out, like that I read around that time. Out of like Hunger Games, the Divergent trilogy, the Selection series. What else did I read? Cruel World. The books by Scott Westerfeld, The Hghly's, like that whole series. I don't remember what the books are called, but yeah, Divergent is definitely my favorite. So I'm gonna pick up Divergent and see if my kid wants to read dystopian after they finish the Hunger Games trilogy. I freaking love books. I love books so much, and I love recommending books, and I love when people read the books that I recommend and then we talk about them. I get so excited about books. Okay, but I'm gonna go. Oh no, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna tell you about the book I'm reading right now. So it's the Stolen Heir by Hghly Black. I have 10 pages to go. It's a little bit killing me that I'm not reading the book right now, that I'm walking instead, but the reading can be done at any point today, and walking in the woods has a time limit of dusk. So walk first and then library. I mean, library also has a time limit, but the library closes after dusk falls. So it's so good. I love Hghly Black's writing anyway. I think she is phenomenal and so interesting, and I really like her world of fairy. It's dark and twisty and cruel, and if you're familiar with her work, this book is a companion to the Alfheim trilogy that starts with The Cruel Prince, I think it's called. So this takes place later, like a decade later-ish, and one of the main characters, although not the main character, is the Cruel Prince's little brother. So it's tied in, but we haven't actually been to Alfheim in this book, and I don't know if we're going in the second book. It's supposed to be a duology. I'm so excited. So I'm sad that I only have 10 pages to go because it's a new release, which means probably have to wait a year for the next one. But it's so good. It's so good. I'm enjoying it so much, and I don't want to read the last 10 pages because then it's gone. If you know, you know. So I only have 10 pages to go. It'll be a little sad, but I'm going to pick up that other Hghly Black book. And I have a romance book that I picked up at the same time as I picked up The Cruel Prince. And my best friend decided I needed to read Dark and Twisty instead of Light and Fluffy. So I'm going to read Light and Fluffy next, but then the book by Hghly Black. And there's a couple other books that I just put on hold but I scheduled the hold to be, I don't know, like Valentine's Day-ish. So I'm trying to debate with myself whether I should just pick them up now or if I should leave my holds in place. Thinking about it though, like, it's not very likely that I'm going to finish the Light and Fluffy book and the other Hghly Black book before Valentine's Day, so maybe I'll just pick up those 2 books. No. You know what? You know what's going to happen? I'm going to walk in the teen room at the library and I'm going to be like, oh, I need this book and this book. So I'm going to limit myself. I'm going to hopefully limit myself. If you've been here though, you know, I love the library so much. And the library just gives me so many good book reading opportunities. So I'll probably get more than one. Probably get too many. We'll see. Maybe I'll pick up The Ask and the Answer, which is one of the books that I had over summer that I didn't read because I've been reading it for 2 years on the Sora app. Maybe I'll pick up that book. Or maybe not. I haven't decided. I'm just blabbing now and not paying attention to where the camera is because I'm paying attention to where I'm walking. So sorry-ish about that. But you know, walking in snow is a little treacherous. Even though I've walked this path like dozens of times. Paths in the woods are different every single time you walk on them, especially when there's snow. All right, I will talk to you definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to record from my chair. I don't know why I'm telling you, you'll see it, but I'm recording from my room and I have some fun, exciting things to show you about the projects I'm working on. I'm really pleased. So can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. See you soon, friends. I might have a slight problem with me in the library. But in my defense, like, this is called Belle. Had to get it. This is the second book in a series I read a long time ago. This cover just looks cool. Veronica Roth has a new duology. What? This was on my holds list. That just looked good on the nonfiction. I don't think I've read this book from The World of the Others. I read the book jacket. It doesn't sound familiar. And I read a couple random pages and none of them sparked like, yes, you've read this before. So this is what I came here for. This is a children's book that I've seen lots of places. And, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to do it. Do you see right there is Supernova? So I'm going to see if they have the other one. I mean, I'm halfway through that one. It doesn't count, right? So it is Saturday night and I have my book journal that is not complete for last year, but that's okay. I think it's mostly complete. Like I think I found most of the books through rewatching parts of my vlogs from last year. So I think I did more reading in the second half of the year than I remembered doing. I have that much. And again, just really quick things. But I'm ready. I'm ready to start this year. And also this may be my favorite way that I've written this year so far. Love it. But here I am, and I decided I enjoyed, sorry, my littlest came down to talk to me. So reading A to Z 2023, I did reading A to Z last year, and I did pretty well. There's only a few, what is that, 4 letters that I didn't cover. So this year, I think it'll be more and less difficult to fill out. Hopefully I will be reading the entire year, although, you know, I'm reading less than I was. But I totally forgot that I already finished a book this year. I finished Scarab, so I haven't written that in yet, and I will. It was that graphic novel that I read. But I finished Stolen Heir, so I'm going to write both of those in tonight. And I really like this like visual reading log, and then over on the side right here I'll write what page I write about the books, because it's not always in order. Let me flip back to so you can see the reading log here. Like it jumps around based on when I finish things. Oh, and I need to put an audiobook in here also. But I'm also going to start reading some books tonight. So the Book of Night I started last year, and then I had to return it to the library. So I am going to, I think I was somewhere around page 100, but I'm not 100% positive. Can you hear my dog snoring? Look how cute they are. Oh, they pretend like they're not friends, but they actually are. So yeah, I started reading the Book of Night last year, and then I had to return it to the library, so I'm going to read that some more. I am going to read this book. I like to read a few pages of, or I guess it could be different now. I liked to read a few pages of nonfiction every day last year at the beginning of the year. And then I'm also going to start Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I feel like this is going to be a very quick read. The Book of Night is probably going to be a longer read, and then on F Your Habitat, I don't know. I have to see how it's broken up so I can decide how much I'm going to read a day. Why don't I do that real quick? Okay, so I looked at the table of contents, and my plan is going to be read either a section or 10 pages, like not a section. Look, it's super new. So yeah, you can see like the sections like in each chapter are fairly short. So I'll either read a section or 10 pages, whatever comes first. That way I'm not like trying to read this whole section right here on a day when I don't have energy. I think that should be doable. And, you know, if I miss a day, not a big deal. But I'm looking forward to that. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. So yeah, I'm going to go read and get ready for bed. It's not that late. It's not even 8 p.m. yet, but I'm very tired. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just very tired. So it was a really busy day at the shop today. Like, I had all that stuff to price and put away, and also my daughter was there, and that's exhausting. Here, let me turn you around. Because she just asks a babillion questions, and like it's so mentally taxing. And then we had a really good sales day today too. So it was just a really busy day at work. And then I did a whole bunch of stuff. Like I went for that walk. I went to the library, and people at the library tried talking to me, which was fine, but like more talking. And so yeah, now I'm really tired. So I'm going to get ready to snuggle down and read for, you know, either 2 minutes or 2 hours. Who knows? Look at that. It is a giant fluffy snowflake kind of day. Super excited for it. So excited that it is 8 a.m. and I don't have to go anywhere else today because I just finished grocery shopping. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Sunday. I'm coming to you from my chair in my room. How are you doing? I am doing well. It is a lovely day to not have things to do. As you would have already seen, it's snowy outside, and I don't have any obligations. Well, I don't have any obligations other than the ones that I've imposed on myself. So let's check in, even though it's really early morning and more knitting and stuff will happen today. Let's check in with progress. And I need to stop the knitting lady. Okay. So I am working on, right this second, the second text me sock. Sorry, covered my face. The second text me sock. Texture me sock, that one. I am starting the 4th repeat out of 5. So my plan today is to finish this sock. It's going to be a very sock heavy day, which is fine with me. So I'm going to finish this sock today because let's line it up. I'm very close to finished. You can see there's just a little bit left to go. Just a little bit. So I'm very close to finished. It's not a very long sock because it's for my niece and she has feet that are slightly smaller than mine. So I am super close. That should be easy. And this is something I can work on while I'm reading, which is good because, oh man, has the reading bug hit me? So I showed you yesterday, or, a couple of minutes ago, the books that I picked up from the library and what I planned to start right that minute. And y'all, on Book of Night, I had to return it right before it got real good. Like, I started reading last night where I had left off, and the chapters are pretty short in that. The chapter that I started last night, like I had finished the chapter before and I reread that really quick or skimmed it so I would remember what had happened, just to like get my brain in the same space. I still remembered what had happened earlier in the book because I just returned it like December. But then I read the next chapter and I was like, oh, okay. Do I have a new book boyfriend? Is how I felt. I was like, are you a book boyfriend? You might be a book boyfriend. I might be obsessed with you now. So yeah, something happened that totally changed the way that a character was perceived, and I am here for it. I'm so excited. Anyway, and also un-F your habitat. I did not follow my own restriction of not reading that much. I'm now on page 20 after this morning. I only read to page 7 last night, and then this morning I got up and started reading and couldn't stop reading it. And then Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute is cute. It's not hooking me the way the other 2 books are, but it's like light and fluffy, and it will be good right before bed reading. So yeah, I feel the reading bug has bit me, and I am so excited because I have not been super excited about books in a little while. Like, I liked the books that I read in the second half of 2023, but I only read like 6, which for me is not very much. So I'm really excited that 2 of the 3 books that I'm reading right now I just want to consume, and the other one I'm like, oh, this is nice, this is lovely. Because sometimes it's nice to just have a book that's lovely but isn't like gripping you. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to be gripped, but it's also nice to just have like a very casual read where you're like, okay, I'll read this now. Also, in its defense, I think I was on page like 70 of Book of Night. So I had already made it through all of the exposition of the story. So Highly Suspicious might grab me in a little bit, but it's like a YA romance thing. So it'll be cute, but it's not anything that I anticipate being like amazing. Although I am excited because Talia Hibbert, who wrote Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, I've read her Brown Sisters adult romance trilogy, and she tackles mental illness so well. and her characters are people of color, which I appreciate a lot. If you have been on my reading journey with me for a while, you will know that I have been making it a priority to read books on different subjects, of course, but also trying to make sure that I am reading books that have a variety of characters in them. So right at the beginning, you find out that one of the characters, the main guy of the book, he's bisexual, so that's exciting. I haven't read a lot of novels where guys are bi. Like, gay, yes, but not bi. And I feel like that's a very highly underrepresented characteristic. I don't know how to say what I'm thinking, but I'm really excited to be reading this. Yes, I'm really excited to read about him and read about both of the main characters and get to know them. And plus, it's British, so that's fun. And yeah, I'm excited to read that. I know that it will hook me eventually. It'll probably just take the first 50 pages or so. All right, that was a lot of book tangent at the beginning. Not what I meant to do, but I can read and knit on this sock because the sock is not terribly complicated. It's not like vanilla, obviously, but it's not too much. Let me set that aside and show you what else. So this is finished. I just have to Kitchener it. So it's like a minute away from being fully finished, ends woven in and everything. So yay, I finished my Heartsplosion sock in time for the test knit deadline. So this will be available very, very soon. I believe on February 1st. So I will try to remember to add the link for the pattern down below once it's released. If I forget and you want to know about the pattern, just remind me. I know that there's interest about the Texture Me sock. I can't remember if there was interest for the Heartsplosion sock, but since we're here, let me go ahead and show you the inside of the sock because I am really proud of learning how to do ladderback jacquard. It's really cool. It keeps the floats short, but it doesn't do that thing where when you're doing traditional color work and you like catch the floats, you have to really make sure that you're catching the floats offset. Otherwise you'll get a ladder. It takes that out of it. So that's really, really lovely. And these are definitely cozy socks, like oversized, cozy, almost slipperish socks because of the size that I chose. Yeah, so I think that they will be really cozy, maybe boot socks, maybe just around the house socks, who knows. Hopefully the recipient likes them. If not, that's okay. I don't really have to know. But I finished the first one. I'm going to cast on the second one today. That is also on my plan. And I said it was going to be sock heavy because I'm also going to cast on the second unique yarns sock, the tube sock. I'm casting that on today. It's on my list. I'm doing it. Look at what I found. Isn't it exciting? I have not yet done a length of thread on here, but I did find it and attach it. So exciting. It was somewhere that I thought I had already checked, but apparently I hadn't. So I found it, so this can get started working on. I'm going to do that before I move any of this off of my chair, before I do anything else. today I'm going to do that. So let's look at the blanket. It is coming along nicely. I have not done the cross yet. So this is the blanket. It's the Paris baby blanket by Cali Baby Chic. So the cross motif is going to go here. But here's what it looks like with the heart motifs. So you can see the hearts go out. There will be a cross in the middle in white, which is Manos del Uruguay Alegria Grande. Yeah, so there's that. Yesterday, I started weaving in the ends because I had so many ends. I started weaving them in at the shop while there were customers because I could just, stand at the counter and do that. And so the ends are woven in on all but one heart. I will probably leave that until my class tomorrow and then just weave in the ends at class. But I do plan to duplicate stitch that cross on here, like right now, like right after I talk to you, and then knit a little bit more on this blanket tonight. But I'm going to move up my marker now. I'm going to count this as what we did. So marker wise, since the last time I showed it to you, right? It was the last time I showed it to you, not at the beginning of the week. I don't remember. My marker's down here. I didn't quite do a full repeat on this, but that's okay. Next week, we have parent-teacher conferences, and I'm trying to decide what project to take because I anticipate not a lot of parents coming to see me. Last parent-teacher conference, over 2 nights, I only had like 15 parents come and talk to me over a span of 4.5 hours, but split between the 2 nights. So I'm thinking I might take this blanket because it's easy to pick up and put down. I know how to do the work, but maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how I feel because I would then have to do the hearts, but they're not difficult. So it's either I'll be taking this or I will be taking, or I might start a new project because Wednesday is the 1st of February. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of project planning today, figure out what my February goals are. One of them is going to be to make the second of that sock and also to just work on the tube sock. Like however much I get done is great as long as I'm making consistent progress every week. Also, this is going to be on there for hopefully an hour every week. This will be on there for a repeat every week. So that's already a lot of goals, but I'm thinking I'm going to start 2 more projects. 3 more projects. I definitely want to start a pair of socks that I already have the yarn wound for. I might start a pair of gloves, like gloves with fingers for my kid's dad. And I kind of want to make a mosaic crochet cowl, the Sky Shard. I kind of want to make that using scrap yarn, not scrap yarn, like leftover fingering weight bits. So I'm thinking I might do that. Maybe I'll do those things. That's my tentative thought for right now, but I still have a few days in which to finalize. Did I work on this for an hour this week? I don't know. I don't know if this is an hour's worth of work. No idea. I will be working on it today a little bit. I am getting closer. Like I definitely have more than half of this wedge finished. So yes, I'm going to attempt to finish this wedge today. Sorry if I was covering my mouth. I'm going to attempt to finish this wedge today and start the last wedge of this section also. This will be good for doing my my classwork, my coursework for my teaching certificate, because it's pretty mindless, especially with the stitch marker trick, which I talked about in last week's episode. Yeah, it's not too much to think about, so that should be good. The course that I'm doing right now, I have 3 lessons to go, and I want to finish all of those lessons today. So that is my plan. Hey, sunshines. It's now about 2 p.m. and I have I've come back to chat because I realized I forgot something. So first, I am so proud of me because I've cast on the 2 socks that I said I was going to cast on. So ba-ba-ba-ba, the Heartsplosion one has 1 round on it, and the tube sock has just the cast on. But it's cast on. I did the thing that was my goal. So yay me. I am probably going to... Well, I'm going to put the Heartsplosion in my work bag because I can work on the cuff at school. And then I'm going to try to get the toe done on this at work tomorrow. So you'll have to come back next week to see if I was successful at that. But I also have 2 Texture Me socks. Yay me! I am so proud of myself for finishing it. It's not fully finished. I still have to weave in the ends today. That is on my list of things to do, so it will get done because, man, I am being a boss at my to-do list this weekend. I really, really broke everything down step by step, and so I couldn't I filled a whole page, but it's not over full because it was literally every little single thing that I needed to do in order to accomplish that step of whatever I was doing was written down. So it's been very satisfying to cross all of those off and very successful. But I have these socks finished, so I can weave in the ends and block them and stuff and then put them away for the holiday. But what I came back that I forgot to tell you about, it could have waited. It's not like an emergency, but it's fresh on my brain. And if I don't talk to you about it now, I will just think that I've talked about it and then not talk about it eventually because ADHD brain. At work yesterday, you saw all of that stuff that I was putting out. Well, I came across a packet, basically, not a stack of needles that had a rubber band around it, and it didn't really have any rhyme or reason. So I just set it aside because it wasn't on the purchase order and I didn't know what it was. So when the yarn shop owner, we're replacing a line of needles with a different line of needles. And so we're replacing the line of needles that we don't like anymore because there's been lots of issues with those particular needles. We're getting the Knitter's Pride Zing instead. And when the owner was talking to the not manufacturer, supplier, when the owner was talking to the supplier agreed to send some needles for the staff to try. So I got a size 5 of this Knitter's Pride Zing. And I am going to put it on, not yet, because I'm doing a short row wedge, and so that would be weird. I would have 2 needles on here. And yes, I know I just bought these needles for this project, but whatever, I'll use them again. I use size 5s fairly frequently. So I'm going to put that on here, and I'm going to try out the Knitter's Pride Zing needles. So that's really exciting. I love to try new needles, but they can be cost prohibitive to be buying new needles all the time just to try, especially when I know that I like the Zings. Not the Zings, the carbons. I like the carbons, and we carry the carbons. So I'm pretty excited to be trying out the Zings on this project. All right, that's all I had to say. I'm going to go work on some things, try to figure out my February plans, because February is in just a few days. What? Also, coming out this week, probably on Wednesday, so probably February 1st, I have a whole bunch of footage. Last year was the year of the blankets, and I started out really, really strong. And then it just 2022 was not my year. It's okay. But I did take footage of most of the blankets that I finished. And so I have that footage, and it was just sitting on my computer. So I am in the process of editing it into a video, and I will put that up on Wednesday. And one of the things about Year of the Blankets was that it was a knit along. And so I had people participating, and I was giving away prizes. I was doing okay at that. And then it fell by the wayside because everything fell by the wayside. Like July just crash burn everything. Everything was a mess. So if you participated, make sure to watch that video. There will be talk of winners and prizes in that video. So make sure you check that out. All right, I think that's all I have to say to you this week. And I'm going to be done here. I'm not going to take any pictures. I'm not going to do any additional footage after this. So right after this, it's going to be just my regular pictures that I would throw up, and that's it. I hope you are having an okay time, like in whatever headspace you're in whatever place in your life you're in right now. I hope you're okay. I mean, really, I hope that you're utterly amazing and fantastic, but that's not real. We can't all be that all the time. So I hope that you're okay and that you are finding, little moments of joy and happiness in your day and in your crafting. And I will talk to you in about a week. Bye for now, friends.